peace is here with you. God's guidance here within me is an innate desire to serve, to discover my best, where I can give, how I can share, how I can make a difference. I give thanks for this opportunity. Wherever I am, I gaze into the eyes of others, in the shops, at work, in the street, through an awareness of the heart. I see the divine potential, new levels of comfort, assurance, and understanding. There is no separation. We all have the same needs. We have the same needs to love, to matter, to contribute, to choose, to connect. Oh, the wonderful, marvelous things that can be when the angel in you see the angel in me. God is here, each in our own way. We do our best. There's insight. How we meet our needs may differ. We move through these differences and pass forward invitations. And as we find ways to come together with respect and appreciation, wherever we are blessed in our sharing, not just ideas or action, but sharing with the energy of our heart. We are grateful for your understanding and innovation. We celebrate and give thanks as we reach within for guidance and reach without for change. We may say we are different, individuals or single. But watch what happens when our energies mingle. Ideas and results merge and multiply. More than we can do singly, or like you or I. Oh, the wonderful, marvelous things that can be when the angels in you see the angel in me. And so it is. Thank you. And now, we will do our talk. And today I would like to talk a little bit about mother's wisdom. Wisdom to believe the heart. On Mother's Day, we look back with nostalgia and honor our mothers with a greeting card or maybe by wearing a red carnation or a white. However, the finest way to honor a mother is to open the heart to a new birth of love and peace. If we can acknowledge that logic, reason often brings us into crisis that only the transcendent flow of intuition can resolve. Then we earn the right to be a reincarnation when we understand that logic. For the mothering influence is alive in us. But if we insist on a rigid view towards life and people, then our mothering love is dead. We have to be flexible and not rigid in our own thought. Man is not all included between his heart and his roots. Meaning, there is more to a person than a body and a mind. We are much more than that. There is more to education than developing intellect. We indulge in a lot of flattery over modern science and technology. We say if we can travel to the moon, we should be able to solve the problem of war, poverty, and pollution. But the fact is, the more we apply our intellect, that is the masculine side, to solve these problems, the more confused we become. And we said we overthink. That's the ego. One may know the facts about a thing and still not know it. Facts are not true. Facts are something we can dissect. The truth remains the same always. Truth never changes. Because there's always something beyond the perception of the intellect that cannot be seen or analyzed. We cannot explain spirit. We cannot analyze it. There are more than we can see. In Genesis, we read, and God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness. And God created man in his image. Male and female he created. So man, who was created in the likeness of God, must have the essence of the father and mother, male and female. Yin and yang. Yeah. We have the male and the female in him. Love in man is essentially a female attribute, and wisdom is a masculine attribute. This masculine-feminine makeup is fundamental to healthy-mindedness. When God said, it is not good that man should be alone, it meant that it is not good for wisdom to act alone. We also need the wisdom to believe in the heart, to create balance, and say and do everything with love and intuition. And that's what is evident in a woman, more so than a man. That's the intuition, to believe the heart. Historians may characterize this as the age of the intellect because of the emphasis on fact and computers. They should also know there is an alarming breakup of things. We may be on the verge of a great breakthrough that could lead to our future spiritual renaissance. That awakening of evolution, of the intuition. That is of the wisdom to believe the heart may be in us. One symptom of the breakup is the many feminist movements. Certainly, there is still social inequality against the sexes. We see that every day. There is a justifiable cause for liberation. And that, my friend, is the liberation of the divine feminine in all people, both men and women. A woman priest, woman minister will not change much if those women are male dominated in their consciousness as men are. Male dominated in their consciousness. By this, I refer to the tendency to rule out the love and the wisdom of the heart. If you realize man and woman discipline and rule differently. Women put their heart into it. Man tend to put their ego into it. So it makes a difference. We need that balance, that male-female, that intuition, we call it instinct. It's the intuition. And we must lean into it. Emerson said, there is one common to all individual men, and by humbly listening, we shall hear the right word. Listen in. When we listen in, we hear the right word. We can all hear things. But what are we listening to? What are we tuning? What frequency are we on? It makes a difference. Yes, listening. This has been a no-no in education because it sounds like religion and so poses a threat to the principle of church and state. But we can't go on with this delusion that everything that surpasses the five senses is off limits to the academic process. If we tend to, if we can't see it or we can't read it, it's not real. But there's more to life than meet the eyes. It is time to acknowledge that reasoning power alone has never solved any human problem. At times we think so much with no solution. And we get more of the same. The more we think about a problem, the more complex it becomes. Unless the light comes on. And the question is really asked, where does the light come from? Einstein said that all his work was the result of intuition and not logic and reasoning. The inner voice, the inner mind, the spirit that dwells within. That's where his work comes from. He was aware of the reincarnation. H.G. Wells envisioned a time when school and teachers will no longer be necessary, except to show us how to get in touch with the infinite knowledge that dwells within us. And that's what it should be about, how to get in touch with that infinite knowledge within us. It is there if we humble listening. This doesn't mean submission to a whole concept of faith. Faith should not be a rejection of the intellect. It should build on the mind's stuff and use it without limitation or prior logic. It is the wisdom to believe in the heart. Modern day is a good time to proclaim the importance of the divine feminine, the need to explore and harness our inner depth. When the intellect is unified with the superconscious flow, there is a balance between the male and the female. When there is a flow, when the ego is out of the way, then only is there hope of creating a world of peace. When we get rid of the ego, when we quiet the ego, when we listen in to that intuition, that spirit within. One does not qualify for life in modern times without a sense of transcendence, the free flow of understanding love, and the wisdom to believe the heart. Paul could have been speaking to us when he said, don't let the world around you force you into its mold, but let God mold your mind from within. This is to awaken the divine feminine, the wisdom to believe in the heart. You are intended to be not just a reflector, but an innovator. You are not just a mind computer to be programmed. Most of us are programmed. We go. I never stop to listen. Or say, where am I going? Where is this leading? We go on the treadmill and we just keep on going. And we find ourselves nowhere. I will get in trouble with the Satan caused this. But we must stop and listen to our intuition, the spirit guidance. So, don't be a reflector. Be an innovator. You are not just a mind computer to be programmed with facts, but a creative imagination to give birth to them. The frustration of the potential of modern man may be traceable to the absence of meditation or the absence of inner prayer in our daily life. There are many religions in Western society, but few that deal with the inner oneness, with the divine flow. Prayer, worship, and communion have been primarily centered in external. All of these are outward, external. Fundamental to this inside is truth, is the emphasis on the innateness of man. You have a continuing need to turn within, to be still, and know, to remember, male and female created you. In the silence, you may find the balance of mind and heart, of wisdom and intuition, and you may live with that, with what Emerson called the privilege of an immersible mind. Of course, you may have to deal with the male domination of consciousness. Yes, it is there. But there is work to be done. I can't just sit and meditate. There is nothing I can solve through reasoning, one might say. At such time, we should remember the best way to do is to be. And that is hard for most of us, to just be. No one is a whole person, fully able to govern himself or others, until he finds a balance of mind and wisdom to believe in the heart, and the balance of power and the influence of transcendent love. Hope in your heart to a rebirth of the modern influence of your innateness, and where the reincarnation. Open your mind today to that innateness that is within, and your motherly love will be alive and radiant and vibrant, and you will be able to wear that red carnation. Let us be still for just a moment and put our ears close and slowly slow our breathing and listen. Let's just remind ourselves, each of us is a complete and whole spiritual being. The kingdom of God and His stillness is wrapped within you. Not as something that you put on and build up, but something that you were born with and reborn with, as you become progressively aware of which has been yours from the beginning. Just take a moment now to put your ear close by yourself and hold your breath and listen. And remember, true prayer is not listening to what you are saying, but saying what you are listening to. When you hear a creative word, you affirm it in a positive statement. You say yes to it. That's pride. You shall know the truth. And you shall be. And so it is. Thank you. And for that, we thank you for being here. And now we open the floor for anyone who would like to say something. Testimony.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for being here today to support Unity Church of Flushing. I've been a member of this church for almost 40 years. Whoa! I've learned a few things. I'd like to share with you a few of the highlights of what I've done. Unity has taught me to live mindfully.
The angle is like a little more toward the mic.
You can hear me better now?
I can hear.
Unity has been a blessing in my life because it has taught me to live mindfully and in the process to grow spiritually. I've learned how to take a positive attitude towards accomplishing what is mine to do. I trust that Spirit will provide me with the ideas, the means, and the relationships to succeed. We have an expression that we use every Sunday in church. There is but one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good and omnipotent. I've learned how to become quiet so that I can turn within and listen to the still, soft voice of Spirit for guidance and encouragement. I pray the Spirit for divine ideas that I can use to align my thinking with the thinking of the divine power and do what is spiritually uplifting and guidance for my self-expression. I forgive myself for my shortcomings, and I forgive others for their shortcomings, because I know that in truth, consciously or unconsciously, we are here to release the imprisoned splendor of the Christ within. I'd like to make a couple of endorsements to people who are unfamiliar with Unity, to people who are practicing other belief systems. As you may know, Moody is publisher of the Daily Word, which contains an uplifting idea for every day of the week. It's a great way to start your day. On the cover of this particular month's issue, it says that they're celebrating their 100th anniversary. So we weren't just coming out of nowhere. We've been around for a while, and we hope to continue to be for a while. I encourage you to practice meditation and silent prayer for guidance in your own life and dealing with your own challenges. Two of the books that I would recommend. One is called Your Word is Your One, as in the magic one, by Florence Scovel Shinn. This was written long ago, like 70 or 80 years ago. And another old book that was written over 50 years ago is called The Power Within You by Eric Butterworth. Both of them would present to you guidance in how to open up your mind to access and express divine ideas in your life. I don't know if our musician is still here. DJ, you wherever you are, stand up and take a bow. DJ provides us with beautiful music every Sunday. We get one music in the window, which contains beautiful melodies and inspiring words. It's one of the reasons that I enjoy coming to church every Sunday, is the music and the hymns. Another is because we have a minister who doesn't just talk the talk, but she walks the walk. And she's an inspiration just in how she conducts her life. I thank her for being our leadership position and helping us to thrive in community center reflection. Thank you. Anyone else wants to say a few words?
I know some others would like to come and speak. Shirley, we're waiting for you. I'm sure you've been a member of the community since in the 80s, and we're so happy to have you. She sometimes go visit and come back. Your space is always here, Shirley. Thank you.
I'm not speaking on one, okay.
That's okay.
Okay. I've been a member since 80, and I learned about tithing community. I've done my tithing when I years ago. I don't know part of taking also in class in unity. And I learned that by being part of my thoughts, I can turn a bad situation into good one. By part of action, not less action. And our list of all we have is shown. Every Sunday, give a very good, encouraging topic. And she was a spiritual Christian also. And I can let her.
Anyone else would like to say something from experience you have at unity? Ali, I see you getting up. God bless you getting up. Get up. Ladies, who's going to get my prayers? Yeah. Bring the microphone to us. Okay. No, they're gonna do it. Yeah. I'm gonna do this. Oh, thank you. To all the mothers, happy Mother's Day, both past, present, and those to come in the future. I have been a member of Unity since I've been 11-year-old, and that is from Kingston, Jamaica, West Indies, because my mother, she called herself a positivity. And she combines unity and science of the mind together, because she studied with science of the mind and she also studied with unity. So, but I am new to unity in New York. I attended the one at Fisher Hall with Mr. Butterworth. And so I have been sort of a train to look at things positive. She always tell me, in every bad there is a good. And that's hard to recognize, that with a bad situation, there is a good in it. But as I get older, I see a lot of bad situation turn into good. So, yesterday was what? Saturday. Saturday morning I did my meditation as I normally do. And in this meditation, it came by Spirit to me that when people meaning man and woman on this earth or on this side of the life, we intend to forget about our mothers that are on the other side of life. Mother's Day come, we don't say Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Some do. But I mean, mothers that has been on the other side of life for years. We intend to forget about them. And it's their wisdom, their knowledge, and their understanding of things that has gotten the mothers of today and the mothers to come. So I was impressed. I was impressed by 2 roses. That's why when the Reverend was talking, I was laughing. And one is a red and one is a white. And the red one represents the mother of the past. The white represents the mothers who are here now and the mothers of the future that are not mothers yet, but will be mothers. And one of them, the red one, I'm to give to you, Reverend, from your mother. Thank you. And we'll receive that. There it is from your mother. I so appreciate it. I always, and I always will. So appreciate it. And this now, I have to ask my spirit forces and guides to tell me to give this one to who is the mother of the future. So until they do that, I cannot deliver it.
You have to wait and it's spiritual guide.
Because I have grown up from my mother and even in unity back home, everything is spirit. We are spirit, but it's just that we're in the body. We haven't, the spirit that is in us hasn't leave us yet. That's why we go. Because the spirit that is in us wants to rejuvenate. And this physical body cannot hold it anymore. So it has to let go. Death is from seen to unseen. So all the mothers who are on the other side of life, from us in this circle at this time, both male and female, we say Happy Mother's Day to you. Thank you.
And what is that? Anything about your mom figure?
My name is Cecilia, and I've been friends with for years in Jamaica. Even until this day, I remember the prayer. My children going to the door, I said, "Life God surround you, love God call you, the power of God protect you, the presence of God watches over you, wherever you go, wherever you are, all is well." So today, I'm really so happy and to hear on all of these wonderful, beautiful mothers, grandmothers, aunties, every woman, you're all mothers. If you don't even give birth to a child, we are all nurturers. Embrace yourself and find that spirit within you that I am a mother. Today I want to be the animal's friend, Reverend John. God bless her. I have known her since I came here, and she's always been an encourager to me over the years. And you guys, you don't know me, you don't remember. I remember you as a little girl, little boy in the salon. So I see you on the street, I may not remember you guys today that you're all grown up now, but your mother is a beautiful person inside out. God bless her, honor, and cherish her. Today is the first Mother's Day. I know it's not a mother, but her soul is rest in peace. She lived to be 95 years. And that is a long time. God satisfy her and show her his salvation. So no matter what you do, guys, even sometimes when children get messy and your mother really get on our nerves, but they love it in spite of all. God bless you. Thank God to be here with all of you guys. I'm going to come and visit you sometimes, okay? Because I love child infinities. When my son was in the army, he was going through challenges, and I need prayer. And I pray for I'm a prayer work. But I would call silent unity, and they would pray with me. And today, God will glory to me as well. God bless you.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much for that.
One last thing. Go to a unity village. Go to, we've been there 3 times in the church. Go there. You'll find out how you could went there and they had the light that shines for you. And one person said she was diagnosed with diabetes by the doctor. And when she got back home, after work on like side immunity, and village rather, she was cured of diabetes. So go there, possibly can do the village. If you can do zero. Thank you.
So, going once, going twice, anyone else would like to speak? Jasmine.
Hey everybody, if you don't know me already, my name is Jasmine. Of course, I'm Reverend Jones' daughter. I grew up in Unity. I remember going to see you, my Sunday school teacher, so many years ago. We're trying to do a little bit at the end of every month. I think that gave me the grounding principles of my fitness now. So those things still stick with me. And of course, you guys as well, Christine. You know, it's been so amazing to have you in our family for so long, so many trips, so many memories. You know, I really appreciate you opening up your home and family to us as well. You know, it's been such a blessing. Of course, Reverend Joe, my mom, she really does put her heart and soul into the church. So it's wonderful to see her go from member to rep.
It's all yours, everybody. Thank you, Jasmine. That's all appreciate it.
I also want to talk about my community. I read the Daily Word. My late wife explained to me about the whole concept of metaphysics and the search for truth. And she brought me to Unity Church in Brooklyn. Then we also went to Manhattan. Then we moved to Flushing, and we looked up, and lo and behold, there's a Unity Church in Flushing. We didn't really go a lot of times, but my wife passed away. I had a lot of free time on Sundays. I said to myself, let me go there and take a look. And sure enough, to hear the message, to meet people there, and I realized that, in the search for truth, so many times in our life, everybody wants to have a compartment. What kind of Christian? What race are you? How much do you make? But here, it seems that they really get it. In their metaphysical search for truth, whatever I want in this church, it is okay. Sometimes I come, sometimes I don't come. That's okay too. That's what I have to say. And ending, I just looked up one joke I want to share with you. What did the mother spider say to the baby spider? You're spending too much time on that web.
Okay, I have an interesting way the way I came to Unity. I was actually a follower of a Guru Maharaja. And one day, one of the other followers of the Guru said, hey, you want to come to this church in Manhattan? It's really interesting. I think you'll like it. So I went with him, and it was Eric Butterworth. And I found it so inspiring. And then he said, oh, well, Daily Word. And I started reading Daily Word. And now I read it every day to my husband, Harry. And I always say, well, wasn't that good? And he says, yes. But the most important thing is I met Reverend Joan. And every time she and I talk, we say, oh yeah, we agree and believe in everything the same. That now I call her my sister. She calls me her sister. And I'm so blessed to have such a wonderful sister. Thank you. You are my sister. Yes.
Thank you so much. Anyone else?
So first of all, hello everybody, and just saying Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that are here. The sound of my voice. I'm AJ. I'm the pianist at Unity, and I've been playing at Unity for over a year now. And I just first wanted to say that it's been an honor to accompany the services week in and week out. When I was originally contacted by Robert Beard about playing at the church, I had just moved back to New York, and that's like a recurring theme in my life because I moved away and I always come back. But I had just moved back to New York and there were a lot of questions. There's a quote that I always think of there, here's that question and here's the answer, and I felt like that point in time was a lot of questions going on, circulating what I was going to do presently, what I was going to do for the future, having just moved back to my home state. And the one thing that I do know how to do, and I've been doing it for the longest time, is music ministry. And I've been playing in different churches and still do throughout the course of my life. And there's been a lot of changes in my professional and personal life since I've started at Unity. But the consistency of being able to come to Sunday morning service and be able to be a vessel musically and spiritually for those who are in attendance has truly been a blessing. And I don't take that for granted. I usually just let the music speak, as you heard when you guys were coming in. But I did want to kind of annotate some of those thoughts because it's more than just that. It's more than just, setting together a couple chords and like setting a vibe. It's it is truly a ministry. The conversations that I have with everybody, before, during, after the service, they don't go unnoticed. I'm very much an introvert, but I do take everything to heart as far as the interactions that have surrounded Unity specifically. So I wanted to thank Reverend John for being such a wonderful person from the jump. I know you remember our first conversation, and she put her faith in me even before she played the piano, to be honest. But I think it was something that was meant to be as far as where we are today. So once again, I wanted to give big love to all the mothers. As somebody who's very close with his mother and with my late grandmothers, I do realize and recognize the importance of having the matriarch close in your household, learning wisdom from them. I took the time to reach out to some mothers that I know over the past weekend, and just so full of wisdom, so full of life, so full of love. So just know that you are loved today. Thank you.
Hi. You can call me O. I'll tell you how I came to Unity. I was actually reading a guy named Charles Fillmore, and it's funny how Charles Fillmore. So I think one of the books that I read was Prosperity. It was cool because a lot of the ideas he was expressing, I kind of knew already. But then a lot of the churches I was attending, I think they took the Bible too literally, and I think one of the powers of the Bible is that it's metaphysical. And it was very cool to be at Unity and have some of these ideas being talked about, because I think with these kind of ideas, people can actually not only change themselves, but they can change the world. And I think the world needs a lot of changing, and I think people may not see it yet, but we're entering a new age. And I think you'll start to see a lot of old systems die and new systems come up. And I think if you're tapped into it, you're going to be part of something very special. Now, I think Reverend Joe was talking about, I think women pastors and stuff. There's actually denominations who don't let women speak or preach about Jesus, it doesn't make sense because if a woman can give birth to Christ, simple, truth is simple. Here's a little trick. You're going to see a lot of this is an age where there's going to be a lot of information. So one of the things you have to have is called discernment. And that's deciphering truth from fiction. And one of the ways you can know what the truth is the truth is simple. The truth is simple. When things get confusing, it's more toward a lie. But if it's simple, it's the truth. If you gave birth to a son, who would know the son more than anyone else? So I think with that alone, you're going to see a lot of systems die. So I want to say Happy Mother's Day to the mothers and to the people who were given birth to a mother by a mother. I think it's a special relationship. I'll end shortly. There's this rap beef going on, or that's been going on. It's involving J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar. But I like to always think positive things out of stuff, you know. And the thing is, I was listening to J. Cole, and he has this old song with Nas. Nas is one of my favorite rappers. He's originally born and raised in Queens, so he had this perfect quote, and he said, one of the biggest honor was being my mother's son. And it's actually from one of his songs, so. All right, thank you.
It seems that a lot of us at our table have had the courage to come up here, so I'm going to take a minute to do the same. First of all, thank you so much for having so many of us who are guests and strangers to each of you. My name is Dua Hali, and I am a friend of Evergreen's. Evergreen has invited me to your church many, many times. I have known him for over 25 years, and I don't come to your church, but I'm always told about the words of unity, and often it inspires me. But today, I actually want to take a moment to say thank you to Evergreen, because in many ways, men in all of our lives become mothers to us in different ways, in different capacities. And for me, Evergreen has been quite the mother. He obviously took care of his late wife, Daystar, whom I knew very well for 20 years. And he's a caretaker, he's a loving person, and Evergreen he walks all of Flushing and mothers everyone. He truly does. He sees vendors and he'll give them like brand new items. He just gives everything away. He'll see a senior person falling down and he'll pick the person up. He buys food for random strangers. He is just a mother to so many people, and I just want to say thank you to Evergreen. And my mother is in Texas, and so I don't see her as much as I would like. I have many aunts, many grand aunts, many others who have taken care of me, but as I continue to grow older, and I just know that so many of you take care of one another, and I just want to say thank you all, because we need all of you to help us in this really, really hard world right now. It's a very, very difficult world. It's a very painful world, and we need all of you to continue to be Christ to all of us. So thank you so much.
Anyone else would like to speak? No? Okay. Well, I would like to say something. I must say thank you all for being here, especially to our board member, our congregation. Richard, thank you so much for being such a great support. You support me every time and trusting my judgment and allowing me to minister. I appreciate it for that. And Christine, my sister, thank you so much for the work and dedication that you do as vice president. You've been on the board for quite a while. Stay here. And I appreciate you for being my sister, my support, and being here always. Evergreen, thank you so much for your work, your dedication, your support. I appreciate you all. I could not do it alone. And my family who allow me to be at church all the time, in the week and out of the week. I tell you, you put up with me by not being home. I'm at church. When I'm not home, you know I'm at church, and it's okay with you. Thank you for that. Janelle, thank you so much for helping. You're the office manager. You do such a great work and teach us how to use the computer and bring us into the new world of technology. We appreciate all of you. Francis, thank you for being here, and Louis, you put effort on. Thank you all. It's so good to have you all here, friends and visitors. And please come and visit us. Don't let this be the first or the last. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you at Unity Center of Flushing. We have breakfast, we have lunch after service. So, come to eat. Even if you have to come to eat, come to eat. I'm telling you about the food. So it's an encouragement, incentive to come. Most of all, we have beautiful service. This word, thank you for making me a grandmother sentence. I appreciate all of you, John, Nick, everyone. Harry, Justin, Connor, everyone. Happy Mother's Day, and thank you for being here. Thank you, Zuri. For giving me a hard time to keep going. Yes, thank you so much. Where are you? No? Okay. Thank you so much. So now, if you have nothing else to say, let the party begin. There is more food, there will be dancing and fun and games. So join in and let us have a great time. Thank you so much.